He said let's grab the coffee here at the place with the broken sign. I said okay, even though the chain across the street is fine. We pulled up upon 9 and you got out to look around. The Pitstop is an ordinary place, you make sound. For the next 200 miles before the highway claim, there is a half-mile detour for a coffee and a name. The pump and the door swung open, the bell that announces a sale. The woman behind the counter reading a paperback novel. 2 coffees that we ordered without consulting the menu. The pit stop in the morning that we'll never go back through. Stay for a sec, stay, stretch the neck, wait, then continue, wait, then through. You said the gas is cheaper here by exactly 12 cents. I said you only know that because you went here in your tents of your childhood with your mom, and you said yeah, exactly. And the pit stop became a memory with a tense that wasn't strictly. For the next 200 miles before the highway claim, there is a half-mile detour for a coffee and a name. The pump and the door swung open, the bell that announces a sale. The woman behind the counter reading a paperback novel. The 2 coffees that we ordered without consulting the menu. The pit stop in the morning that we'll never go back through. Stay for a sec, stay, stretch the neck, wait, then continue, wait, then through. The woman at the counter said you kids drive through here a lot, and you said yeah, every Sunday. She said I figured that and handed back the change in coins, quarter coins we keep to save. And the pit stop became another thing that neither of us would crave. The pump and the door swung open, the bell that announces a sale. The woman behind the counter reading a paperback novel. The 2 coffees that we order without consulting the menu. The pit stop in the morning that we'll never go back through. Stay for a sec, stay, stretch the neck, wait, then continue, wait, then through. See you next Sunday. Yeah, same time.
Gear up, time to gear up. The morning gets the early shift. Gear up, time to gear up before the sun has cleared the lift of the eastern ridge of buildings, and the day takes off its sheet. Gear up, time to gear up. The bag is at my feet. 5:53 in the morning and the station has just opened. The platform is empty enough for my arrival to be halted by the woman at the kiosk who has the only coffee on. Gearing up is the practice of the morning being won. Bag at the side, coffee in hand, schedule on the phone, boots on the stairs. Gear up, time to gear up. The morning gets the early shift. Gear up, time to gear up before the sun has cleared the lift of the eastern ridge of buildings, and the day takes off its sheet. Gear up, time to gear up. The bag is at my feet. Through the dawn, right on. Climb the first, climb the thirst. The early morning has a different currency than the noon. The early morning offers something the afternoon alone. And gearing up at 5:53 is the deposit that I make on a version of the day. Fewer people take. Gear up, time to gear up. The morning gets the early shift. Gear up, time to gear up before the sun has cleared the lift of the eastern ridge of buildings, and the day takes off
Or am I quieter looking down? Is the autumn doing autumn at the speed of slowing down? What does the overpass know that the street below has lost? Is this the better vantage or the bigger car? Lift above the noise, lift, quiet voice, climb to the air, climb up there. I used to come up here at 20 when the city was a problem. Now I come up here at 30 and the city is a column of the same lights as before, arranged in the same way, but I see them differently on this exact autumn day. Higher than the headlights, higher than the roof lines, higher than the second floor, where the question becomes, is my quieter from above, or am I quieter looking down? Is the autumn doing autumn at the speed of slowing down? What does the overpass know that the street below has lost? Is this the better vantage or the bigger cost? A figure on an overpass, the window quiet thing. The city below in colored lights bridge across the rim of a town the figure used to live in. Now visits at a height, the overpass holds everything in a single autumn night. Higher than the headlights, higher than the roof lines, higher than the second floor, where the question becomes mine. Is the city quieter from above? What does the overpass know? What does the overpass know? Is this the better vantage? Is the city quieter, or am I quieter looking down? Is the autumn doing autumn at the speed of slowing down? What does the overpass know that the street below has lost? Is this the better vantage or the bigger cost? The city kept doing what it does and I went home.
Lights in the sky above the city, a line that's almost straight. The buildings holding evening up at an architectural state of completion that's repeated for 16 blocks at least. The skyline at the wet hour that follows after the feast. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the light, it's mine. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the light, it's mine. A man on a roof in August stands where the antennae are. The storm has just ended and the city is bizarre. In its cleanest for an hour before the heat returns, and the skyline gives him something that his ordinary morning spurns. Higher than the 7-story, wider than the river is wide. Brighter than the storm allowed, the skyline can't be denied. Lights in the sky above the city, a line that's almost straight. The buildings holding evening up at an architectural state of completion that's repeated for 16 blocks at least. The skyline at the wet hour that follows after the feast. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the line, it's mine. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the line. We used to think the skyline was a thing the city had. Now we think the skyline is a thing the city said about the people who built it and the people who live below. The skyline is collective and he is part of the road. Higher than the 7-story, wider than the river is wide. Brighter than the storm allowed, the skyline can't be denied. A man, a roof, a wet city below, 16 blocks of light. An August storm that just ended, the post-rain shimmer at night. The kind of frame you'd hang if you could hang the world. The skyline at 1 a.m. completely unfurled. Lights in the sky above the city, a line that's almost straight. The buildings holding evening up at an architectural state of completion that's repeated for 16 blocks at least. The skyline at the wet hour that follows after the feast. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the light, it's mine. Live above the rim, live on a whim, rise to the light, it's mine. The skyline was there before him, and it will be there after.
She drives a strip of road that cuts between the trees, a specific strip where the sun comes through at the angle of her keys, past the noon at the marker, and she lowers her visor, but the sun is doing what the sun does, and she is its admirer. The light hits the dashboard at 43 degrees. A tree line opens at intervals that match the radio's wheeze. Through the strip, a bright open past the trees that frame the sky. Through the Sunpass at noon today, where the light and she comply with each other in a rhythm that only this road keeps. The Sunpass is the section where the afternoon sleeps. Step through the bright, step through the light, move at the trees, move on the breeze. She knows this exact section and drives slow on purpose. The other cars behind her are doing 50 for the purpose of getting to there somewhere, but she's doing 35 because the Sunpass is the reason the drive feels worth a life. The light hits the dashboard at 43 degrees. The tree line opens at intervals that match the radio's wheeze. Through the strip, a bright open past the trees that frame the sky. Through the Sunpass at noon today, where the light and she comply with each other in a rhythm that only this road keeps. The Sunpass is the section where the afternoon sleeps. Step through the bright, step through the light, move past the trees, move on the breeze. Just past the curve, I noticed she'd been driving with me too for the last 6 minutes, and I hadn't asked her to. And the Sunpass is collective, the road is wide enough for two. The bright between the trees belongs to me and her and you. Through the strip, a bright open past the trees that frame the sky. Through the Sunpass at noon today, where the light and she comply with each other in a rhythm that only this road keeps. The Sunpass is the section where the afternoon sleeps. Step through the bright, step through the bright, step through the light, move past the trees, move on the breeze. Bright, 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 bright.
Heading back the way we came, the same road in a different light. The trees we saw at noon are now the trees they've been reciting. The Returnway is the same road, but it isn't the same drive. The way back from a good thing is how you know it was alive. Oh, oh, oh. The going home, not alone. Stand in the backtrack, stand away back. You said the trees look different going back the way we came. I said they always do, but the difference is the same. Difference that we both expected on every Returnway road. The Returnway is the second half of the contract that we owe. 8:30
8:30 and the windshield is doing what it does. The same windshield that at noon was doing it because you said this is my favorite part of every day we drive somewhere. The going there is excitement, the coming back is the prayer that we'll do this again, then come back again the same way. And the return way is the version of the day that is the day. The going home. Not alone. Standing in the backtrack. We're still on way back. Heading back the way we came. The same road in a different light. The trees we saw at noon are now the trees the evening's reciting. The return way is the same road, but it isn't the same drive. The way back from a good thing is how you know it was alive. 8:30 and the windshield is doing what it does. Same t-shirt that at noon was doing it because going there is a question, the coming back is a proof. The return way is a witness that sits on the roof of every memorable Sunday that gets to keep it stay. The return way is the way that the good days circulate. Heading back the way we came, the same road in a different light. The trees we saw at noon are now the trees the evening's reciting. The return way is the same road, but it isn't the same drive. The way back from a good thing is how you know it was alive. Going home now. Stand in the backtrack. Stand way back. Which way is the north today? Which way is the long road home? Is a compass pointing where I'm going or where I wanna be alone? What does a needle know that the map keeps from the eye? Which way is the north today? And is north the place or why? Where the point shows what the heart knows. Step toward true step. It's me and you. You're holding the actual compass, the kind your grandfather had. The needle is a little slow, but it doesn't make it bad. You said north is over there, and I said okay, then let's go. And the compass that you held was the leader of the show. North, 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 says a small brass face. North, 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 and we'll find which way is the north today. Which way is the long road home? Is a compass pointing where I'm going or where I wanna be alone? What does a needle know that the map keeps from the eye? Which way is the north today? And is north the place or why? Move where the point shows what the heart knows. Step toward true step. It's me and you said your grandfather used this in an actual once, and I said why when you said yeah, and the needle did his dance on the trail we were following, which was technically east, but the compass was the point, and the point was the priest. North, 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 says a small brass face. North, 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 and we'll find a place. Halfway up I realized the compass wasn't pointing at a place but at a direction that you'd already been wanting. Long before the trail began, long before the day, the compass is a proof that you knew the way. Which way is the north today? Which way is the long road home? Is a compass pointing where I'm going or where I wanna be alone? What does a needle know that the map keeps from the eye? Which way is the north today? And is north the place or why? Move
this way. Yeah, I trust you.
We packed the car at 6:15 with more snacks than we'd ever need. The map was loaded on the phone and the playlist was agreed. We had 800 miles to go and 3 days to do it in. And the early hour at 6:15 was exactly where to begin. The road is open, the road is long. 4 of us with the keys have been planning this so long. Road trip, this is the road trip, the one we've been promising ourselves. Road trip, the actual road trip, the kind that the schedule shelves. For a different week every year, until finally this year. Road trip, this is the road trip, and the engine is in gear. Yeah. Open the map, open, no nap. Breezy, collect, member, no nap. The mountain was the first stop and we hit it by 11. The view from the overlook was the count we called heaven. For the last 3 years of planning and it didn't disappoint. The road trip is the practice of arriving at the point. The road is open, the road is long. For travelers together have been planning this so long. Road trip, this is the road trip, the one we've been promising ourselves. Road trip, the actual road trip, the kind that the schedule shelves. For a different week every year, until finally this year. Road trip, this is the road trip, and the engine is in gear. Open the map, open, no nap. Open the map, full face, no nap. Some plans never happen, and some plans take a year, and some plans take a decade of saying the next year, until you finally do them, and the doing is the thing. The road trip is the practice of finally finishing. Road trip, this is the road trip, the one we've been promising ourselves. Road trip, the actual road trip, the kind that the schedule shelves. For a different week every year, until finally this year. Road trip, this is the road trip, and the engine is in gear. Open the map, open, no nap. Open the map, open, no nap. Drive, keep driving. Arrive.
We cleaned the bench at 2:15, the good one near the fountain. We brought the wrong supplies and couldn't have been more on it. Friends gathered at the table for the afternoon we book. Without booking anything, just showing up and look. The hour is ours, the hour is bright. The hour is doing what hours do right. Joyhour, this is the Joyhour, the version of the day that delivers. Joyhour, the perfect Joyhour, the kind that the calendar pivots around for the rest of the season, the hour that we'll remember. Joyhour, this is the Joyhour, and we're keeping it forever. Stay in the joy, stay, this is ours. Over 8 hours, count them full pause. We didn't take a photograph, we didn't post a thing. We were too busy being there for the hour to spring and evaporate before we could properly enjoy it. The Joyhour is a practice, I'm not trying to deploy it. The hour is ours, the hour is bright. The hour is you try to shape. And this hour was that hour, and we all could feel it land. The joy heart is the gift that you can't quite understand. Joy heart, this is the joy heart, the version of the day that delivers. Joy heart, the perfect joy heart, the kind that the calendar pivots around for the rest of the season, the hour that we'll remember. Joy heart, this is the joy heart, and we're keeping it forever. This is ours. 2:15, 2:15 and onward. 2:15 and onward, and yes. You're already in the passenger seat with the bag you almost forgot. I'm checking the mirror angles like I do at every spot. We've done this Sunday morning maybe 200 times before. Ooh, but every time I buckle in, the departure feels like more. Ooh, yeah. 3 wheels across to click into place. 1 mirror angle, 0 settle pace. Buckle, I buckle in today for the version of the drive that's ours. Buckle, you buckle in today, and the morning becomes ours. On the road we know by heart, and the songs we know by ear. Buckle in completely and let me drive us out of here. Hold the strap, hold the wrap, stand the pull, stand we're full. You hand me the coffee without me having to ask. The buckle is the contract, and the contract is the task of being 2 people going somewhere together. And the click of the seatbelt is the official weather. 3 belts across to click into place. 1 mirror angle, 0 settle face. Buckle, I buckle in today for the version of the drive that's ours. Buckle, you buckle in today, and the morning becomes ours. On the road we know by heart, and the songs we know by ear. Buckle in completely, let me drive us out of here. Hold the strap, hold the wrap, stand the pull, stand we're full. Hold the strap, hold the wrap, stand the pull, stand we're full. And then I realized the buckle is the moment we agreed to do the drive with our specific comment of who we are and what we want and where the morning goes. The buckle is the smallest yes that a Sunday morning knows. Buckle, I buckle in today for the version of the drive that's ours. Buckle, you buckle in today, and the morning becomes ours. On the road we know by heart, and the songs we know by ear. Buckle in completely and let me drive us out of here. Hold the strap, hold the wrap, stand the pull, stand we're full. Hold the strap, hold the wrap, stand the pull, stand we're full. 2 clicks, mirrors, angled, 8 or 4. 11:57 and the highway home is wider than it was at noon. The curfew of the city wasn't formal, but everyone obeyed it soon. And now I drive alone on a road that earned itself the empty kind of midnight that refused to be itself. Drive, don't slow. Drive, the lights are red. Drive, the dawn is coming. Drive, the cold is set. Everyone went inside like the me 'cause the curfew is the dawn. Drive the lights are red, drive the dawn is coming, drive the dawn is red. Everyone went inside like the curfew was real. The streets are empty, wider than the highway can feel. A particular second is 3 minutes till 12. It's the curfew of the cold that nobody can shell. Crack the night, crack the night, crack the light, break the light, break the whole, break the cold. And then the car came up beside me, going the same direction, and we matched speeds for half a mile in silent connection. And then they took the exit, and the road went back to empty. And the curfew kind of midnight was again the only sentry. Inside, like the curfew was real. The streets are empty, wider than the highway can feel. A particular city at 3 minutes till 12 is the curfew of the cold that nobody can shell. Crack the night, crack the night, crack the light, crack the light, break the cold. Yeah.
He pulls up to the toll at 5 with the change he keeps in the cup. The woman in the booth says morning, and he says morning back up. The rain is doing what rain does, at an hour nobody chose. And the tollway is the contract that he and the morning compose. Before the commute gets thick, before the merge turns mad, the tollway is the entrance to the day that he hasn't had. $3 and the gate goes up, the receipt prints small and tight. He drives onto the wider stretch that holds the pre-dawn light. The tollway in the rain at 5, with the toll booth woman's nod. The tollway is the bargain that is early morning shot. Tie to the gate, tie. Don't be late, reach the proof. The booth woman has been there since the year he started this route. Her face is the same age now as when the route was on the loop of his first job in the city that he didn't know he'd stay. And the tollway is the witness of his now 12-year wait. Before the commute gets thick, before the merge turns mad, the tollway is the entrance to the day that he hasn't had. $3 and the gate goes up, the receipt prints small and tight. He drives onto the wider stretch that holds the pre-dawn light. The tollway in the rain at 5, with the toll booth woman's nod. The tollway is the bargain that is early morning shot. Tie to the gate, tie. Don't be late, reach the proof. Remember it. The woman at the toll said 12 years, the same exact time. And he said, yeah, 12 years. She said, that's mine and your dime. You and me are the only ones who know this 5 a.m. gate. And he tipped the receipt to her, and the tollway sealed the day. $3 and the gate goes up, the receipt prints small and tight. He drives onto the wider stretch that holds the pre-dawn light. The tollway in the rain at 5, with the toll booth woman 5 sharp.
Did the past go where the past goes when you finally let it pass? To the version I was leaving, make it to the looking glass. What does the rear view hold when the windshield's where I aim? Did I get the size of yesterday exactly right or wrong again? Find what I left, find what was left. Watch the shrink, watch the blink. The window now is darker than the one I drove through then. The driver at that earlier wheel was holding a different pen for writing the same kind of story with a different last few pages. And I can almost see her in the glass across the lower stages. Not the forward, not the next, not the where I'm heading to, not the gauge or destination, but the part I'm driving through. Did the past go where the past goes when you finally let it pass? Did the version I was leaving make it to the looking glass? What does the rear view hold when the windshield's where I aim? Did I get the size of yesterday exactly right or wrong again? Find what I left, find what's left. Watch the shrink, watch the blink. The mirror has a curve to it that makes things smaller than they were. The past is mathematically behind me, says the dispatcher of the dashboard, certain mind. But the past is also closer than the curve insists it is, and the rear view is the doser. Not the forward, not the next, not the where I'm heading to, not the gauge or destination, but the part I'm driving through. Age 23, the apartment with the yellow sink. Age 26, the version of myself that wouldn't blink. Age 29, the day I bought the car I'm driving in. Age 31, the rear view where they all begin. Did the past go where the past goes when you finally let it pass? Did the version I was leaving make it to the looking glass? What does the rear view hold when the windshield's where I aim? Did I get the size of yesterday exactly right or wrong again? Find what I left, find what's left. Watch the shrink, watch the blink. Was that me back there? Or someone close enough? The dashboard tells me everything you wanna know about my morning. The fuel is at 3/4. The temperature is warming. The mileage on the trip meter says we left 40 minutes back. And the dashboard is the kindest thing on every track. How's the fuel? 3/4 easy. How's the speed? 60 breezy. A small green light for the seatbelt, a small white light for the fan. The radio set to the station that neither of us understand. The temperature reading 68. The fuel I'll deal with later. The dashboard in the morning is the calm, the meditator. Take numbers, take what summer's welcome. The read, welcome speed. You said the gauge for oil has been reading low for weeks, and I said I'll get it checked at the place that always speaks. Honesty about the issue, and not just to sell you parts. And the dashboard listen patiently like it always starts. How's the fuel? 3/4 easy. How's the speed? 60 breezy. A small green light for the seatbelt, a small white light for the fan. The radio set to the station that neither of us understand. The temperature reading 68. The fuel I'll deal with later. The dashboard in the morning is the calm, the meditator. Take the numbers, take what summer's welcome. The read, welcome speed. There is a thing about you I've been meaning to admit, which is that the dashboard is calmer when you're in the passenger seat. And the fuel reads better, and the temperature is right. And the dashboard is the proof that you and I together are right. A small green light
11:38 at the four-way, and the lights are doing their thing. Red on the left, green on the right, yellow about to begin. The decision is the same one I've been making for years. The junction is the question that nobody else hears. Left or right, same answer as before, or did the year I'm now and earn a different door? Is this the year I take the left? Is this the year I finally do? Is the junction asking something that the version of me knew 2 intersections ago when the answer wasn't clear? Is this the year I take the left? And does the junction even care? Find the turn, find what I earn, see the choice, see the voice. The junction has been here since I learned the way to drive. The left goes to the old place, the right goes where I thrive. But every time I take the right, I think about the left, and the junction is the longest 3 seconds I've got. Left or right, same answer as before, or did the year I'm now and earn a different door? Is this the year I take the left? Is this the year I finally do? Is the junction asking something that the version of me knew 2 intersections ago when the answer wasn't clear? Is this the year I take the left? And does the junction even care? Find the turn, fight I earn, see the choice, see the voice. What if the junction isn't a question? What if the junction is the proof? Every direction is available at the four-way of the roof of every decision tree. What if the left and the right both lead to me eventually? What if the junction is the night? Is this the year I take the left? Is this the year I finally do? Is the junction asking something that the version of me knew 2 intersections ago when the answer wasn't clear? Is this the year I take the left? And does the junction even care? Find the turn, find what I earn, see the choice, see the voice. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? We pull the cars to the shoulder where the water meets the road. 4 bodies side by side, watching the daylight fold itself into something orange, and then something pink and slow. The sundown that we drove for, and we knew that it would show. The horizon does its lowering, the orange does its arc, the water does its mirror thing that holds the daylight spark. Above the long thin water, the sky is doing its trick of changing from blue to amber at a rate we never pick. The sundown over the ocean that we drove an hour to seize. 4 of us at the railing of where the summer would be.
Pause by the rail, pause, watch it sail, stay till the gold, stay till the cold.
We didn't say much for the duration, we just watched the orange go. We took the photograph we planned and then put the cameras low,
And just watched until the last
all the orange
disappeared, and the sundown that we drove for was a moment we'd revere. The horizon does its lowering, the orange does its arc, the water does its mirror thing that holds the daylight spark.
is the rehearsal.
Sundown is the rehearsal
For everything that we live, yeah. The sundown is a teacher, the sundown is a friend, and the sundown that we drove for, the sundown that we drove for, is the kind we recommend. Above the long thin water, the sky is doing its trick. Oh, I'm changing from blue to amber at a rate we never pick. Never pick the sundown over the ocean. Then we drove an hour to see home. Four of us at the railing of where the summer would be. Pause by the rail, pause, watch it sail. Stay till the cold, stay till the cold. Sundown, 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 I entered at 120, and the lights inside the tunnel replaced the moon I've been driving by with the flickering channel. A fluorescent yellow square repeating every 50 feet. The tunnel is a chapter where the road becomes its speed. 500 feet to the bend, 400 the light shift, 300 I'm halfway, 200 the exit drifts. Tunnel, I'm in the tunnel, the yellow squares above my head. Tunnel, deep in the tunnel, where the moon and the night are dead. For exactly 7 minutes, a fluorescent contained. The tunnel is the chapter where the journey's detained. Crack the dark, crack the mark, cut through the seal, cut through the wheel. The radio loses the station around minute number 3, and the silence in the tunnel is the silence I'm meant to be. The kind that has no music, but also has no road noise. And the tunnel is the proof that I can be alone with my voice. 200 feet to the exit, 100 I see daylight, 50 the world returns, 10 and I'm back in the night. Tunnel, I'm in the tunnel, the yellow squares above my head. Tunnel, deep in the tunnel, where the moon and the night are dead. For exactly 7 minutes, the fluorescent contained. The tunnel is a chapter where the journey's detained. Crack the dark, crack the mark, cut through the seal, cut through the wheel. Coming out the other side, and the moon was there again. And the radio came back with a song from a different friend. Of the playlist that I lost for exactly 7 minutes. And the tunnel is a practice of going through the limit. Tunnel, I'm in the tunnel, the yellow squares above my head. Tunnel, deep in the tunnel, where the moon and the night are dead. For exactly 7 minutes, a fluorescent contained. The tunnel is the chapter where the journey's detained. Crack the dark, crack the mark, cut through the seal, cut through the wheel. Cut through the wheel. Crack the dark, cut through the seal. The tunnel emptied out into the rest of the night, and the moon was there waiting. I've been driving this stretch for exactly 17 years, and I know it in a way that the GPS still fears. To approximate with confidence, the map is wrong about a turn. That the actual road has shifted since the last time it was learned. Not the map, but the actual road, not the screen, but the head. Not the schedule, but the rhythm that the long There's a coffee place at the cafe at exit 41 where I stopped the first time at 20 and again at 31. The owner remembers me each time I show up on the route, and the cafe knows my coffee before I have to scoot. Not the map but the actual road, not the screen but the head, not the schedule but the rhythm that the long miles have played. The bend in mile 52 that the map says is sharper, the shortcut at exit 26 where the toll booths are sharper. Way to save a half a minute, that you only know if you're driven. The road I've been driving since college, the map has never given. Take the shortcut, take the gut, welcome to known. Welcome alone. I haven't told anybody that the road has become a friend, that the road remembers things the way I remember bends. And being roadwise isn't just about saving time. The roadwise is the relationship you build with a particular line. The bend in mile 52 that the map says is sharper, the shortcut at exit 26 where the toll booths are sharper. Way to save a half a minute, that you only know if you're driven. The road I've been driving since college, the map has never given. Take the shortcut, take the gut, welcome to known, welcome alone. Welcome to known. Welcome alone.
Yeah, the owner just hit a number I haven't seen in years. The kind of number that contains a lot of small careers, of trips I took alone, of trips I took with people gone. The mileage is a quiet record of how I've been carrying on. Mile, 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 that's another than another. Mile, 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 becomes a song to cover. Mileage on the dashboard, mileage in the seat, mileage in the rain tonight where the road and I meet. Every mile I added was a mile I had to drive. The mileage is the proof that I am still alive. Tied to the count, oh, tied, what amounts, oh, reach, reach round, reach what's been found. I drove this road a year ago and the rain was just the same. The version of me at the wheel then was working on a different name for the thing I'm now in, but the mileage doesn't soar. It just counts every mile evenly and forgets to file a report. Mile, 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 that's another than another. Mile, 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 becomes a song to cover. Mileage on the dashboard, mileage in the seat, mileage in the rain tonight where the road and I meet. Every mile I added was a mile I had to drive. The mileage is the proof that I am still alive. Tied to the count, tight, what amounts, reach the next round, reach what's been found. 21,000 miles the year I learned to drive. 47,000 miles the year you came along. 63,000 miles the year you went away. 112,000 miles this exact rainy song. Mileage on the dashboard,